Alright guys, today I'll be reviewing Georgia Scorcher at Six Flags Over Georgia. This is the B&M stand-up here, and this is way better than any of the other stand-ups. This ride shocked me so much that this is easily one of the most, if not the most underrated coaster I've been on, and I'll explain why in this review. So, to start off, I should mention that I'm a really big fan of Pipeline. That's my number 19 overall. So that sort of stand-up airtime type feeling is something I really like, which is something Georgia Scorcher has a lot of. So let's start with the presentation. Obviously, this thing looks really cool. It's right next to the pathway you have to walk to get to the entrance. And I love these colors. I love red, of course, and then you got like the black supports. They might be gray. I'm not entirely sure because I'm colorblind, but I've heard a couple people say they're gray, so either way, it's red and black to me, and it looks really cool. So yeah, you get up to the actual station, and you're going to notice no theming, but it doesn't matter, because this is definitely the shortest line in the park in terms of, like, the big coasters, with maybe the exception of Scream Machine and Blue Hawk, just because, like, it has good capacity, and these are definitely the best ops in the park. They really move through, so that was really nice to see. You're going to pick your row, and I'd personally go for back row, specifically the load side. That's where you're going to find the best forces. Now, I know I've been a complainer about these restraints, but honestly, I kind of cracked the code, and I watched videos on how to do this before, and somehow I was being an idiot and not executing it. So basically, you just want the bicycle seat a bit below your crotch, especially if you're a guy, because that could really hurt. But yeah, if you have it a bit below, you're not going to really feel any pain at all. And like the over-the-shoulder restraints will still be the same distance from your shoulders, so you'll still get airtime. So yeah, it's just overall really comfortable when you actually learn where to actually position it. So then you're going to pull out of the station, and then you're going to start up the lift hill. You're going to head down your first drop, which is really good. You've got that sort of pre-drop, like a few of the B&M hypers. And then this first drop, it's definitely floatery. It's nothing too special, but it actually is because of the standing position. If you were sitting down, it wouldn't be anything special. But again, for some reason, there's something about standing airtime that's like, for some reason, is the only thing that can still give me butterflies. Like, nothing on this ride is like Pipeline, but it's still really cool. So yeah, you head down that. It's a good moment of floater. You go through one of only two inversions, which is bizarre, and that's the vertical loop. This pulls some good G's, and G's are definitely something you're going to feel a lot of on this ride. It's definitely as intense, if not more, than the other stand-ups. So on that valley, you'll feel some good G's, and then throughout the loop, they're weak, but they're sustained, and then the valley of the loop definitely gives some more good G's. So you'll definitely feel it in your legs on this ride, which I can appreciate. So then you're going to head through this really banked right-hand turn, and it's going to end in a little twisted drop-off. That's going to give a good moment of airtime pretty much anywhere, but especially on that load side. And you get some really good G's going up into it too, so that's really good. And then you hit this other like really banked helix that's going to the left that really like goes up a lot, surprisingly. It's not like a flat helix. It's almost reminiscent of an incline loop, so that's cool. And you get another very weak pop of airtime this time, but still a little something coming out of it. This one's actually a little more pronounced on the unload side, I realize, but yeah, either way, it's pretty fun. You're going to get more good positives on this too. And then you're going to hit what might be the best part of the ride, and this is this little wave turn / stangle dive thing. It's very bizarre, but it's really good. Pretty much anywhere in the train, you're going to get the same amount of airtime. And it's not ejector, but it's good floater, and it's so weird. Just like kind of flying out of your seat, having nothing attached to you except the top of your shoulders hitting the top of the restraints. It's definitely like a mini Pipeline right there. So that's a really good moment. You'll get some laterals too on that. And then coming out of that, you get some serious positive G's, because next up is the corkscrew, and this thing is really compact. This next sequence of elements is by far the most intense on the ride. The turn going into the corkscrew is going to absolutely numb your legs. And then the corkscrew itself, it isn't very whippy, but it's going to maintain those positives really well. So you're not only going to feel it in your gut like you usually do during positives, you're really going to feel it in your legs. And then the following turn after the corkscrew, like, keeps piling on the same positive. So that whole moment is just such an intense moment. So that's really good. And then you've got a drop off after that turn to the left, and that gives a solid little floater pop. Then you've got a pop up into this turnaround to the right. In the front, you definitely get some good airtime, but in the back, you don't really get too much, in my opinion, but it's still good. It's still a solid moment of airtime. You're going to hit that turnaround, feel a lot more G's, start turning to the left, and then this is another really good part of the ride, especially if you're on that load side, which is why you want to be load side. Really anywhere in the train, not just the front, anywhere gets this really good lateral airtime moment. It's not quite ejector, but it's a really solid moment. And again, it's really weird standing up, going into the brakes, because it's like this weird snap into the brakes. It feels like sort of the last transition on Project 305. It's bizarre, but it's such a cool way to end the ride. One of the best moments. So yeah, that's your ride on Georgia Scorcher. Overall, it's pretty smooth, I'd say. But again, I don't really care about a B&M rattle. So yeah, overall, I think Georgia Scorcher is criminally underrated. So for its final score, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. So let me know what you guys think of Georgia Scorcher down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.